Welcome to another episode of Best of America by Horseback. I'm Tom C. I've ridden in these mountains of Colorado many times and taken a lot of wonderful people on trail rides here, but this is a very special place that we're going to take you to on this episode. It's called Nighthawk Ranch. Dorothy and Tom Evans take children that are battling cancer and give them all new hope with an outdoor experience like you've never seen, bringing horses in the great outdoors to children that may have never experienced this type of thing before. You, as a horseman, will love communication and the bond that you'll see developed. You're going to meet some people that are dedicated to these children and helping them with a brighter outlook in life. Some amazing horses, amazing people, and a beautiful location. You stay tuned. I'm Tom C. and we'll be right back.
Part of this show is brought to you by Tucker Trail Saddles, the world's finest trail saddles and equipment company. By Mill Creek Manure Spreaders, clean stalls in half the time with half the work. By CSI Saddle Pads, designed for your horse's comfort and performance in mind. The difference is amazing. And by Spurs Big Fix, wound, skin, and hoof. The more you use it, the more you'll love it.
Stop wasting hay. Save 30 to 40% of hay wasted in traditional ring feeders with hay feeders manufactured by Clenny Pipe Structures. Built with 10-gauge galvanized steel tubing, these durable feeders weighing over 1,000 pounds are the best built and longest lasting feeders on the market today. Free choice hay is the best feeding option for your horse. To limit hay, simply latch the grills upright. They can be crated and shipped all across the U.S. They also carry a long line of portable run-in shelters in other buildings. Clenny Pipe Structures, family owned and operated since 1949.
On this episode of Best of America by Horseback, Tom C. is in Guffey, Colorado at Nighthawk Ranch, a special ranch that was 18 years in the making. A vision of owners Tom and Dorothy Evans, designed for the sole purpose of providing a safe and healing environment for kids recovering from cancer, to regain their self-esteem and build hope and confidence in their future.
So everything you've been through, you're walking along, you want to help others. And there becomes a vision of, I want to build this camp. How did it happen and how did you pick this spot?
Dorothy and I both came from very humble backgrounds. We both grew up on farms, family farms, little or no money. We were both the first kids in our families to go to college. And in the back of my mind, through all of that experience, I always felt like, you know, if I'm ever fortunate enough to be successful in business, I'm not going to take it with me. I was going to give it back. And my mother died of cancer. My older brother died of cancer. I watched their struggles. And I just felt like if we could locate in a mountain environment and in a ranch environment, that might possibly be the ideal place to bring kids that were having trouble. And so when we designed this place and built this place over many, many years, everything here was purpose-built for that end use and for those kids. And then when I found Justin, it was icing on the cake. I mean, that was the one piece that I couldn't do. I knew I could build this place. I knew how to run cows and all that kind of stuff, but we knew we had to have this equine program as a huge part of our deal. And when we ran into Justin, I said, that's it. Okay, we got the team.
So what are you looking forward to the most in riding horses here?
Actually being able to ride a horse.
Yeah. Tell it what to do and where to go. And Good. Looking forward to the cattle drive. Have you heard about that?
Yes, I saw pictures of last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do that. It's a lot of fun.
When you train a horse for someone, they're appreciative, sincerely appreciative, and then they load the horse up and they go home. But you've gotten involved in another training program with a Mustang at Nighthawk Ranch. And did you ever think that your training would benefit so many more people than an individual horse owner?
We'll talk about Harley, the little black Mustang. At the time of training him, I had no idea he'd be carrying children that are sick with cancer. He's pretty much considered untrainable. When I got him, it was kind of an unknown stepping into. That horse is proven to be one of the most versatile and phenomenal little animals I've ever messed with.
These kids are stepping into the unknown. Their whole lives are turned upside down, and they socially, spiritually grab onto this horse who had the same background in a different way. Can you see the communication between the horses that and those children that's the unseen? You can't communicate it, but do you know what I'm talking about, the feeling?
Absolutely know what you're talking about, Tom. When those children come through that gate into this ranch, I can see it in their eyes, that worldly drag on them that they've been involved in goes away. The apprehension goes away, and they start to gain a sense of there's another life out there. There's a freedom to enjoy life, where they've been in hospitals and, you know, pricked with needles, and their personal space is intruded upon. They come out here and can relax and enjoy what we have to offer here.
My horse at Nighthawk Ranch was Cinnamon, and she was a good Mustang, and she was my companion for the week.
How long did it take you and that horse to bond?
It probably took me and that horse 5 minutes to bond.
And it was real?
It was totally real.
A year or two ago, I saw this cowboy guy with a Mustang he was trying to train. I don't know, do you know if he ever got it trained?
Oh yeah.
Are you familiar with that Mustang?
I am.
Have you ridden that Mustang?
I have.
It's worth keeping?
Oh yeah.
Tell me about it.
The Mustang's name is Harley, and he is crazy, but I love him to pieces. He's so much fun to ride. He's probably the fastest horse I've ridden.
So what is it special about him?
A connection between us, I guess.
With Rachel, I think it's, for her, I see something different that happens with her when she's with a horse. There's just a connection. It's just kind of an unspoken thing, and I don't know if that's because of what she's been through. And it probably isn't just Rachel. It's probably all of these kids just connect at a different level, I think. And in terms of if it helps them with what they've been through, probably. You know, they've been through so much. I mean, I think that there's no fear there. It's a challenge. It's just another thing. I think it is something that they can control, you know, where the cancer, maybe they can't.
And I wanted to know, and just between me and you, I promise I won't tell anybody, who rides that horse better, you or that Dunn guy?
Well, he can do all the tricks and stuff, but I can keep the horse under control.
We're going to be finding out more about this Mustang, this camp, and these wonderful, wonderful people. The best of America is right here. We'll be right back.
The Dude Ranchers Association is celebrating 90 years promoting all-inclusive quality Western adventure vacations. With over 100 ranches west of the Mississippi offering activities like horseback riding, skeet shooting, whitewater rafting, fly fishing, and great children's programs, you are sure to find the perfect location for family reunions, girlfriend getaways, or that vacation of a lifetime. Dude Ranch Association ranches adhere to the highest industry standards. We are all about quality.
Tell me about the activities that you have here. There's a whole bunch of them. And there's a log cabin deal. Tell me about that.
The log cabin. That's a great activity. That's one of our afternoon activities, and we usually try to do that early in the week to get a little bit of a team with the kids, get them to know each other a little better, work together. Tom had an oversized Lincoln log cabin built, but each of the logs is a little different. They have a numbering system. They really have to work it out together. About 2/3 of the way through, we usually break. It's a hot afternoon and get out a few water guns, have a nice water fight, and then go back to finish up. But it's a lot of fun. Animals are such a huge part of our program. So we have, of course, the equine program that Justin runs, but we also have sheep and goats and cows that the kids get to feed or have to feed, because this is a place where they have responsibilities. So they have the responsibility of taking care of the animals each day before breakfast, and that's a large part of the day. And no matter how shy or sick or timid a kid may be, animals just will get to their heart. So that's a huge part of our day. And then the afternoons are more typical camp type activities, such as ropes course, archery. We camp out one night.
So when we designed this place and built this place over many, many years, everything here was purpose-built for that end use and for those kids. These kids come to us for a week. We wanted a home that was really comfortable, would be here for a long, long time, and that these kids could feel a family environment. That's what we're trying to promote here.
So Tom, is this where the kids bunk?
Yeah, we designed this area up here because we wanted to give these kids the opportunity to be off by themselves. They're much different when they're with their peer group off by themselves than they are with mom and dad or the doctor or the nurse hanging over them and watching everything they're doing and telling them every little thing to do. Sure. So we wanted to give these kids that opportunity. We felt like the camaraderie, the experiences they share, the stories they share, it would provide a lot of encouragement for these kids to know that they're not alone. If their illness does comes back, it doesn't mean it's over. Some of these kids have been through 5 or 6 rounds of cancer. Unbelievable. They're so intent on living life to the fullest every day that they haven't got time to squawk, to whine or cry, or they're over all that.
Right.
You know, they don't complain about anything. They want to live to the fullest.
You see a difference in the horses with these kids than other kids?
Most of these horses are Mustangs, they're rescued Mustangs. I've been around horses my whole life, and there's something intuitive about them and how quickly they connect with the children that I've never seen before. And they're with different kids every week, but every week with whatever kid it is they're with that week, they just kind of lock in with them.
First year I went, my horse's name was Sirocco. Looking back at some of the pictures, you know, he mimicked the facial expressions that I made. Like one day I was having a tired day and he's got his head resting on my shoulder and he's about ready to fall asleep. And so that's just really cool, bonding with the horses and getting to take care of the horse for the whole week.
We know who made that hitch. We know who cut the steel, who milled the ball, and who welded the seams. We know who tested, measured, and checked. We even know who thought the whole thing up. We're B&W, and we know your hitch. Because we don't make them halfway around the world. We make them all right here. B&W. Trusted.
Back at the event venue, East Fork Stables. Have you ever been to Racking on the Edge? The Highlands and the dream business. Air-conditioned ridgetop horse trails. Out your back door. Tennessee. 4 beautiful seasons. A short, often warm winter. No state income tax. Low property taxes. The Highlands or White Oak. Enough said. Thanks.
This is something real special for children. This camp is set apart in a way where it's kept small. It's out here in the wilderness, and it's not your run-of-the-mill type place. Tom and Dorothy, like I said, they're the kind of people you want to be around, and they have a goal-oriented mindset to have these kids come out here and step off that hamster wheel the world has them in, and they get to come out here and enjoy what we all enjoy so much about these mountains is there's no schedule, there's no traffic. You get to be kind of calmed and relaxed out here, and they wanted to share that with these children, and that's the purpose of this ranch.
Camp is incredible. You develop a personal relationship with the owners. You know, you get to feed cows with the owners, and you get to ride horses with them. You really get to find family.
To be able to really work with them one-on-one and sit down around that campfire at night. I take those kids out there one at a time and we just talk. And to be able to, share stories and say, tell me about your cancer. I'll tell you about mine, and it gives them a peace of mind. It gives them a camaraderie. It's a chance for them to say, hey, I'm not alone in this. And this guy got through it. This other kid here at the camp got through it. Some of these kids have gotten through it 5 or 6 times. But it allows them to all of a sudden find hope.
When you're visiting a camp, when you're visiting kids that have had cancer, it's unusual to see a parent smiling from ear to ear. What is the deal with this?
Nighthawk, it's family. When we go there, it's just like seeing family again. And we're just in great company. It's hard not to smile when you're there. You see, especially if you've experienced it once and your kid comes home and tells you everything that they've experienced at camp that week, and of course everything that we've been kept up to date on with the pictures that come pretty much daily. We can see that they're having a good time with their family. So, I mean, when we come there, it's hard not to smile because you know they're going to have a great time.
They become your kids before they leave, don't they?
Oh, absolutely.
We see Tom and we see Mr. Dunn and we see all these people, but behind the scenes, the person who does a lot of the cuddling and becomes mama is you, isn't it?
These kids just bring out an emotion in me that I want to take care of them and cuddle them and soothe all their little hurts because they've gone through so much.
One thing that I would like to share with other parents is being a mom with only one child. And I have never seen a group of people that would take better care of them. And I am a person who would never think anybody can take care of your kid better than you, but I think they can. And I think they can give those kids not just physically what they need, but I think they get them feeling good even when they don't feel good. I would never worry if I were out of state or somewhere else after being on the receiving end. The care is, to say that it's unique and phenomenal is an understatement. There's such an intuitive sense about each child, and each child is looked at as an individual and they have a separate story, and that's very obvious when you're there watching those other kids get greeted, that every person's story is honored, everyone.
Does it bother you when you check on your kid at camp? Oh, they're not here, they went off camping for the night, or they're building a log cabin, or what is this program? Did it scare you at any point?
You know, it doesn't, because I know the volunteers they get, and I know Tom and Dorothy, and they just take such good care of Danielle, and they make her feel like she's the only person there. And same with the counselors, I know she's safe.
Are there different levels of sickness that you can handle at the camp? How does that work?
Well, we are very unique in that we're a very small camp, in that we're small in the number of kids we take. So we do 6 to 7 children per session. We have 6 to 10 volunteers if you count the cook and everybody that we have there. So we have more than a 1-to-1 ratio for the kids. We always have an ER trauma certified nurse there 24/7, and then that ER nurse has a paramedic or an EMT that's there 24/7 also as a backup. Because we have that combination, we're able to, in the low number of kids, we're able to take kids that maybe other camps where they have like 150 kids aren't able to take that kid.
Parents that are watching right now saying, you don't know what I'm going through with my child, or you don't know, I'm at the darkest hour. Faith and places like this and people like that, there's hope in it.
There's a lot of hope in there. And there are people out there willing to sacrifice it all and give of their time and give of their resources and give of their energy.
Is the confidence and hope and laughing as strong as any medicine they may get?
Or more so.
You know, the oncologists tell us that you can't cure these kids. That's not your job. Your job is to give them the best week of their life. And that's what we try to do. We don't try to cure them, even though we have kids whose blood pressure drops 20 points in a week up here, just because of the clean air, good food, good camaraderie, the horse program, all that stuff does so much for them. But we can't cure their illness. We can't cure their cancer, but we can give them something they'll never forget the rest of their lives.
So Nighthawk is okay?
Nighthawk was probably one of the most fun times I've ever had in my lifetime.
This is the greatest success story of your life and business?
No comparison.
You're happy with your life now, aren't you?
I am, I truly am. You know, everybody goes through turmoils in their life. Everybody has challenges. Nobody's immune from that. We all learn and grow. But this is kind of the crowning glory for us. I couldn't be happier.